Hey, Mr. Chu here, wearing a baseball tie. It's about baseball season. I have two grandsons that are playing baseball this spring, and I'll be happy to watch them whenever that season starts. We're going to talk about bracket geometry, compound area, and we're going to be working student challenge problems 1 and 2. Anytime that you have a challenge problem that is a compound area problem, you divide this problem into easy, simple figures so that you can figure all the areas of each simple figure, add them up, and that sum would be the area of the compound figure. So it is important that you either use vertical or horizontal lines in a simple figure like this. So I am going to come across here with a horizontal line, and I'm going to call this the area of the top figure. And then I'm going to take another horizontal line, and I'll call this the area of the middle figure. And then I will have the bottom rectangle, which will be the area of the bottom figure. A lot of times I will be working these, and I'll call this area sub 1, area sub 2, area sub 3, but I'm using top, middle, and bottom in this case. So remember, a rectangle has an area written using the formula length times width. So I find the length, and the length ends up being 3 feet, and I use a lowercase cursive L for length. I don't want it to look like a 1. And that's a 3 by, and I use width here of 3. So it's actually a square. So it's 3 feet times 3 feet. 3 times 3 is 9. Feet times feet is feet squared. So this equals 9 feet squared. And area will always be in square units. Now we move to our middle one. And the middle rectangle, I don't know what the width is here. So in this case, I have to say, well, if the whole distance from the top to the bottom is 8, and I know this is 3 and this is 3, well, 8 minus 3 minus 3 is 8 minus 6, which makes that 2. So my length here in the red will be 2 feet. And we know that the width here is going to be 3 feet plus 1 feet, so that's 4 feet. So the width here is 4 feet. So I take my length times my width, which is length. This is really the length here. And this is really the width here, if we want to look just like this one up here. So the length is 4 feet times the width of 2 feet. 4 times 2 is 8. Feet times feet is feet squared. And so I have my correct units of square units for area of 8 feet squared for the middle rectangle. So the bottom rectangle now, this length on the bottom is going to be the 3 plus 1, which is 4, plus 1, which is 5. And the width is 3 feet. So I have length times width for my area formula. And I'm taking 5 feet times 3 feet. 5 times 3 is 15. Feet times feet is feet squared. All right, so to find my total area now, I just take and add the 3 up. So my green up here for the top is 9 feet squared. So I've got my 9 feet squared. I'm going to add it to my red area, which is 8 feet squared. That's the middle one. And then we're going to go with purple. purple bottom is 15 feet squared. So I take 9 plus 8, which is 17, plus 15, which is 32 feet squared. And that is the total area of my compound figure that looks kind of like steps here. All right, so there's my first one. Now we'll go to the second one. The second one has a rectangle on the top, and then it has a trapezoid on the bottom. So my top area is going to have a length of 7 meters and a width of 2 meters. So my area is length times width, which is 7 meters times 2 meters. So 7 times 2 is 14. Meters times meters is meters squared. Okay, so now for my trapezoid on the bottom here, because remember we have to add both simple areas up, I need to know what base 1 is. So base 1 will be my top base. Well, it's going to be the same length here because this is a rectangle, so it's 7 meters. And my bottom base here, I don't know my height, but this distance has to be the same as this. So this is base 2, which is going to be my 7 meters plus this distance, 3 meters, for a total of 10 meters. So now I've got base 1 and base 2, and I know my height, so now I can find the area of the trapezoid. So I have to use a formula, 1/2 the height times the sum of the bases. So it's going to be 1/2 of the height, which is 2 meters, and then the sum of the bases, which is 7 meters plus 10 meters. So 1/2 of 2 meters is 1 meter times 17 meters, and 1 times 17 is 17. Meters times meters is meters squared, so it's 17 meters squared here. So to find my total, I'm going to take the area of the rectangle on the top's total, which is area of the top plus area of the bottom, the area of the bottom. So the area of the top is 14 meters squared plus the area, that's the top, of the bottom is 17 meters squared. So that equals 31 meters squared. And that is your final answer. So there will be a link up here back to the regular lesson if you need to see it. Down here will be a link to the playlist. And then there could be a third link of the introductory 7.06A. I'm Mr. Chu, and I want to help you learn geometry. So stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, like this page if it helps you, and we'll see you next time.